Hey guys, we're just coming back from visiting the dogs. That's why we're all sweaty. It's pretty hot out here. The dogs are great. They're obviously not happy about the situation, but they're boarding like in a facility like where I used to work at the vet clinic. So it's a good facility. They're being taken care of. They're comfortable. They're well fed. They got a bath as soon as they got to the facility, so they're nice and clean. So as much as we hate boarding the dogs, it's the best possible situation. Because now we're able to take care of the business we need to take care of. Now we're heading to our temporary apartment in Jakarta. We stayed in a beautiful hotel last night. The people that worked at that hotel just were amazing. I mean, they went out of their way to make us feel at home and accommodated. It was quite beautiful. But anyway, I want to continue the story of how we got here, because it's been quite the adventure. You know, I kept telling people that I was going to get my butt kicked when I came to Indonesia. I knew it was going to happen because it's a foreign land, a foreign country. The people look different, they speak different, they eat different. They certainly drive different. Anyway, so I think where I left off was we were at the airport in Houston, waiting to catch our 1 o'clock flight that had been delayed for 2 hours.
9 o'clock.
Our 9:26 flight was delayed, so we had to catch a 1 o'clock flight. Well, that delay caused us to miss the second leg of our 3-leg flight. We were supposed to go from Houston to LA, LA to Taipei, Taiwan, and then Taiwan to Jakarta. It was supposed to be a 2-hour layover in LA and a 2-hour layover in Taiwan. Well, we land, our boarding time in LA was, I believe, 1:45.
No, 9:30.
In LA, right?
No.
1:45 in the morning, yes.
No.
To go to Taipei?
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so our landing time, boarding time was 1:45. We landed at 12:30 or 1:35. So we had 10 minutes to go, as we're flying on 2 different carriers through Expedia. I don't recommend Expedia. Expedia is kind of the root of all this, because our first leg was with United and our second 2 legs was with the Taiwanese Air called EVA Air. Anyway, so we had 10 minutes when we got to LA to collect our dogs, resubmit them with EVA Air, go from one gate to the other. It was just impossible. It wasn't going to happen. We knew it wasn't going to happen, so we ended up just going straight to the United desk. And honestly, this is the best possible situation, because if we had missed our flight on our own, this would have been our fault, and it would have been up to us to deal with everything. But because it was United's mistake, they had mechanical failure, which caused us to miss our flight, United completely stood up. They gave us a hotel room, they gave us money for food, and they gave us a facility to put our dogs in. So we get there, we're exhausted, we're worried, we're very concerned. Fantastic guy at United gets us all set up in the hotel room, tells us that the facility where the dogs are is closed, the cargo facility is closed, we can't go see them tonight. So we just went back to the hotel. By the time we got to the hotel, it was maybe 3:30 in the morning, 3 in the morning, something like that, LA time. Took a shower, a much needed shower. Found out what time, we were starving, found out what time room service opened, which is 5 o'clock. Laid down, went to sleep, set the alarm for 5 o'clock. Got up, ordered room service, and then ate food, and immediately started making phone calls trying to rearrange what was going on. So we got like an hour of sleep. We find out at that point that because the dogs are on a new flight, we have to call and make a new reservation, but because the new flight is less than 24 hours, we're not able to make a reservation. So you can imagine the stress that we're going through at this point. We go, get dressed, we decide we're going to stop off at the cargo and see the dogs first and check in, let them know that the dogs are abandoned. And which is a good thing we did, because when we got there, they said that they were going to be sending the dogs to a kennel club. They were about to make the phone call to have them picked up and sent to kennel club. So I got to, I might have let the guy have it a little bit too much. It wasn't really his fault, but you know, United screwed up, and I was at the standpoint that they could not screw us anymore. Just let me solve the problem, keep the dogs where they are, please. He finally agreed. We ran to the airport. Then what happened?
Oh, trying to find ETA.
Oh yeah. So we get to the airport, and now the situation is I'm under this pressure. I've got a little bit of time that this guy's willing to hold our dogs before he sends them to Kennel Club for me to give him a connecting flight. He didn't have a connecting flight because United didn't communicate with Eva Air. So we get to the airport, we have to talk to Eva Air, and they're not open. So, we're doing this, and then we're doing this, and then we're doing this. At this point, we're emotionally completely stressed out. We had to find Eva Air. And so I just started walking around asking. And one lady was like, oh, they don't open until 3 o'clock. This is like 10 o'clock in the morning. I finally went to, I saw a security guard. I just asked him, sir, do you know where Eva Air is? He goes, oh yeah, their office is just right there. Just lucky, just amazingly lucky. I ran over to the Eva Air, started talking with them, and all of a sudden Eva Air just completely started working with us and working for us to help us out. They told us that we were going to be on a 5:15 flight out of LA that afternoon. We were guaranteed the flight. We were already booked. The dogs were already booked. They already had the aircraft temperature adjusted for our animals. So we were going to fly at 5:15 to Taipei. We were going to have a 12-hour layover in Taipei and then catch the same flight that we would have got 24 hours earlier to put us in Jakarta exactly 24 hours after we were supposed to originally. We're like, yes. We're exalted. I mean, we're as happy as can be. Finally, the situation's worked out. We go back, we tell the United Cargo people this. Everything's good. United Cargo people were happy enough to take our dogs and transport them to the airport for us because we had no way to do it. We get to the airport, we wait in line, we go to check into our flight, and find out that the health certificate that is lost. We had to get this. We had to go to the vet, certify that they were healthy. We had to take that document, send it to the USDA where they pressed a seal. It was just paper seal. And it was gone. Turns out that when we checked our dogs in a 4-hour excursion in Houston, they kept the original when they were supposed to. And they put the original on the bag. We had no idea what was going on, where it was, don't know what to do. We're stranded in LA. So at this point we're like, we have to go to a vet now, and then we have to find the government department, like, what's happening? So I go to the information desk, which I've been talking with these people for a while. They kind of knew me. There's this really nice policeman there that gave me his cell phone, let me call a few numbers. And then finally I called United Service. He gave me a backdoor number so I can straight to it. I'm talking to United Service when I find the card from the manager in United Cargo. I called him on the policeman's cell phone. So I'm talking to these two people. I get Armand Edmund on the phone, and I told him very directly that this is his problem. He needs to locate that document here. I said I would be there in 10 minutes. He better have that document in his hand. So we jumped in the cab, went there in 10 minutes. Because at this point we're still trying to catch our 5:15 or 5:45 flight. It's 4 o'clock at this point. I drive all the way right down the road to United Cargo, and they don't have the document. So, there goes that crash. We're low again. We're freaking out. Oh, by the way, we don't have cell phones throughout all this. We bought cell phones that don't have SIM cards set up in Jakarta, Indonesia. So we don't have any working phone. I have no way to communicate with Diana. She's sitting on the floor in the terminal with our dogs and our bags. Has no idea what's going on. I get to United Cargo. I walk in. Edwin has a bunch of papers that are ours, but none of them are the health certificate. And I walked in and I said, okay, what do we do? And I explained the situation. They said, well, they weren't supposed to take it. And I was like, well, those people didn't know what they were doing. I watched them take our original health certificate and tape it to the corner of one of the kennels. I watched them do it. So they're like, well, it could be anywhere. It could have fallen off of the plane. It could have, whatever. It could be anywhere. We have no idea. And then there's about 4 people. And no, there's 3 people. Edwin, which is one I've been dealing with all day, and then there are these 2 new ladies. And I wrote their names down, I can't remember. One was Stephanie and one had a really exotic name. But I don't remember. I plan on sending them cookies or flowers or something later. Anyway, they all scattered and started making phone calls and started trying to figure this problem out. In the meantime, I'm just standing there having no idea what to do. And then the lady with the exotic name, she's so wonderful. She actually was affiliated with Eva Air's Cargo, so she took me over there, started making phone calls because in Houston they located the carbon copy of our health certificates. Like carbon copy had the seals, but it wasn't the original heat. So we're going to try to find out, will this work? Will this get us on the plane? And I'm standing there, and this is going on for maybe 2 hours. And the whole time, Diane is sitting at the airport, having no idea what to do.